Howdy, Beefalo Bart here, and welcome. As the title suggests, as below, what I did was I challenged myself to a 1 hour build, 1 hour of actual build time, and if anybody wants to try this challenge, this is the basic context of the challenge. If you're using my simple multiplayer Steam template or already have one of your own, that's fine, but work for 1 hour, no more, less if you like, but just no more than 1 hour. No assets besides starter content and just the basic UE4 stuff. Animation starter pack if you feel the need for it. Single player or multiplayer. Bonus for multiplayer, especially if you've got my template. I don't know if there's going to be any prizes or anything, but just kind of more or less challenge yourself to see what you could do in an hour. And as you're looking at my map, that doesn't look like a hell of a lot was done in an hour. You've got 2 little square tiles and 2 player starts. Not much. However, what I did was, and I'll show this in 1 player, then I'll come back and do it in 2 player. And what I have done is created a very simple, and as you in single player, there is no target there, but this is a siege game where you can fire, you can raise by hitting the up arrow, raise the elevation of your cannon, you can move it to the left with the left arrow, move it to the right with the right arrow, move it to the down with the down arrow. So you have all 4 movement axes of your cannon by adjusting with left and right, up and down, just on the regular arrows, and using the left mouse button to actually aim. Nothing else. That's it. That's all the commands. No special view changes. You just have a basic character, which is a cube with an actual cylinder for the barrel. Use starter content for the little ground textures and for the cube, which is wood, and the barrel, which is chrome. Very simple, very basic. It is multiplayer. It's currently set up as 2 player right now. I could have done more, but let's go ahead and show you what the multiplayer looks like. Now the distance is a little bit farther apart, and I can actually change the distance so that you can actually see that the barrel of the guns is replicated. So whenever you are adjusting your cannon, your opponent can see your cannon being adjusted. So we got the server, and I don't know, and I've got a slight problem with the elevation. For some reason, the up arrow does not want to always go up. And you can see the base of the cannon there. It's weird, is you hit up and it doesn't always go up. I don't know if that's a collision issue with the fact that I should probably turn the collision off on the base. But as you can see, if you look really close, I know you probably can't see it, I can, because I'm running 32-inch monitors. I could actually see the cannonball coming, and that was a hit, and get a little explosion. And upon doing enough damage, the characters normally would burst into flames. And you could see it on the other side, and I didn't get the flames replicated correctly. But you can see the client shooting. That was hit, and now we can see we're on fire, but we don't see them. For an hour's worth of work to make a mistake on the replication of the death sequence, not too shabby. Can actually go back into 1 player And since there are no targets, can actually spawn in the characters, and in my characters is where the majority of the stuff is. Death just need to replicate the death sequence, and that's the only thing that was left from the basics. But essentially just making adjustments here. Each of the adjustments is replicated so that you can actually see them. The sounds aren't replicated all the way just yet, but again, it was 1 hour. I just wanted to see what I could do in 1 hour's time. So the shoot mechanism, the left mouse button there for shooting, the adjustments to the barrel, and the damage system. And again, what's happening? I think for a 1 hour build, I think I did okay. So can do some practice targets out here, and they are the regular characters, so I can just throw these guys out there. And I think, again, to only not have the replication on, gotta turn you around, on the death portion of it, it's not bad for an hour's worth of work. It used to work a lot faster than that, but I haven't had enough coffee yet. So now if we play in single player, we at least have something else to shoot at. Probably should have made the cannonball a different color. So now we can shoot after we get 4 hits. The enemy turret will go on fire, and that's it. Again, not bad for an hour's work. So to replicate that, probably just need to... Well, it's not even replicated, so I didn't even get that far. I mean, even if I just did that, that would have been actually, let's run it reliable. Some of these things were actually not needing reliable, but some of them actually do. So to actually bring it into 2-player. How you doing, Lex? You been doing all right, buddy? Again, this is kind of a pain in the butt to do this in one monitor whenever you got 3. So let's go to the client, raise the gun, there we go, we got a hit that time. So what we're wanting to see is what the server is on fire and the client doesn't see it. So we'll finish doing the replication on that, just because, you know, I want to get that part done. So what I'll do here is I will break death. I will cheat death. You know, break that over here. Create a custom event, and we'll do client death. Sorry, I'm not zoomed in all the way here. And we will try multicasting that one. May not need a multicast, but we'll try it first, and if it doesn't work, then we'll change it back to run on server, and we'll do reliable. Then we need to do custom event and server death. From there, we definitely want that run on server, and we'll definitely put it reliable. And we'll do switch has authority, and finally client death. So I'm gonna move these things around a little bit, and so then all we have to do from the death is just call server death. Probably could have shortened that up a little bit, but we'll see. Had a busy couple days. Busy. Hadn't been home much. what I had planned on doing with this was, and yes, we can see that the server is on fire. Server is the left guy. You can see the flame in your own camera. But you can see that he is on fire, and that is lovely. Not lovely for the server, but... See, he's on fire. Oop, just fire. So what I would have done was, with the death, is actually just change it around to where, okay, maybe you like despawn and then respawn later or something of that nature. But again, this was a 1 hour challenge just to see what I could do. And, you know, I think that's not bad for an hour. It's got to neaten things up a little bit. I don't like messy blueprints. Only except you're just kicking along. Well, technically speaking, I took a couple breaks in between, so it wasn't a full hour. Lex, you're going to find that anywhere, bud. And you know what? They don't deserve you to have you around, is all it is. Like, in case you're shiny white butt. Sounds like they're a bunch of nothing but a bunch of damn trolls. So, I mean, if they don't appreciate somebody else's opinion, then they don't care. They're just trying to be trolls. Trolls will be trolls, you know? Yeah, this is, you know, something that's just common. Alright, just to clean this up, I'm going to rearrange things a little bit more, neaten them up, and we'll do this. We'll just hit C, and that's movement. Yeah, you can't get uptight because of a couple trolls, you know? If I let trolls ruin my day, I wouldn't do anything. Because I know, good and damn well, even though I'm getting old and fat and dumb and everything else, there ain't no damn trolls out there that kick my ass. Come try that shit in my face, you know? You need to start, you know, recording. When people act like that to you, screenshot it. Because these are people who are going to end up causing problems with somebody later on, and it's going to get them killed. Oh, it's like the description of the video says is it's a 1 hour challenge. See what you can build in 1 hour's time. And that's what I did with this. It's got to show everybody what I did in 1 hour of actual build time. And we'll just do that, and that's... Nope. Well, I could have done something like that, but I chose to build a canon game, a multiplayer canon game, where it doesn't look like much, you know, but again, this was only 1 hour. 1 hour's time, I put together a multiplayer siege game where it's 2 players. Each player starts on the platform here, and there's 3 guns on each one for right now, but currently only the center one is actually the player. Everything else is just non-operative. They don't do anything. They're just there for extra targets. You know, in an hour's time, I didn't have time to build a complete system of AI and, you know, for a way for AI to assist each team, build a team mechanism and things like that. Again, this was an hour. Exactly 1 hour's time to put together a working multiplayer game. So again, the keys are, and I'm trying to split this up between the two screens, okay, but the up arrow completely ignores your entire input. The up arrow raises your gun up, and you can see the client on the right. You can see that his shells are getting dangerously close, and that was a hit. You land 4 hits, and the enemy target catches on fire, and you can see them on fire. So same thing with the server. They fire. You can actually see the barrel changes as well, and you gotta sit there and try to get lined up. Of course, the server would already be dead, but there you go. A multiplayer, simple little cannon game. We're shooting at each other from, across the way. I mean, you could say, okay, these are ships. Throw some water in. That would have taken all of, like, what, a minute? Grab a plane, drop it in here on the map, zero it out, and go to your starter content, go to your materials, and let's do water, ocean, change it to that, and let's make it like so. And that would have been now ship versus ship. Not exactly sure why the frickin' cannons are doing that. Let me just take a quick look. And let's actually take the base for the cube and it's block all dynamic. Let's actually make the barrel to have no collision. Maybe that would work. Yeah, I'm hitting for it to go up, and it's going down. Hit it for it to go down, and it goes up until it gets to a certain point. I think I know what's going on with that. I think the issue is the way that I did the movement is I'm telling it to adjust from the known. Well, Elon Musk is like what, Tesla and all that fun stuff. So there, ship versus ship game. I mean, I could have thrown in some, Cindy Studios assets or something of that nature, which is, what I'm planning on doing later is a ship mode and that kind of stuff, but this was the 1 hour challenge. So I challenge you guys to see what you can come up with in 1 hour. If you guys want me to release it, I'll take out the extra stuff and I'll throw it on itch.io and challenge people to shoot each other. But again, this was a 1 hour challenge. Really didn't even plan on keeping the thing. I'd probably end up deleting it here in another hour after this, but just to see what you can come up with in 1 hour's time. Build a game, whether it's single player or multiplayer. This one just happens to be multiplayer with full replication and everything, and it's ship versus ship. It's just water and yep. You've got a leg up. You've got my simple multiplayer Steam template, and it'll work with any of the versions. This was 1 hour that I put into this build. That's including taking 2 breaks to run to the restroom and 1 smoke break. So yeah, so fiddling for 5 minutes in the video doesn't count. I'll let that soak up on the break there. But spend 1 hour, and I used my simple multiplayer Steam template that I created, and I used the starter content, and I created my own character. I still have my original character base in here. So if I wanted to, I could have used that, but I didn't use it at all. This is my normal character. I did not use that character. All I did was I right click and create blueprint class character, and I created my own character. So I mean that covered all of the this is what each player looks like. It is so stupid simple. No, I wanted to focus in on just building it, just putting the effort in there and just knocking it out in an hour. And if you guys want me to, I'll start all over and do it from scratch. Because I mean, this was an hour and I enjoyed myself just trying to make something simple. You know, the cubes here are the base. They don't move. The barrel, it moves independently from anything else. You know, if I wanted to, I could set it up to where you could use WASD to move the cube portion of it around, and it would act like a tank. And then the barrel is still on the up, down, left, right. But yeah, that's all these were. Were just simple. It's a cube, and it's two static meshes thrown together in a blueprint. I did it by, on the viewport, we've got a camera, got a cube, got a cylinder, got an arrow, and that's pretty much it. All the stuff is done inside here. Movement related stuff with replication. The shooting stuff with replication. Although the sounds did not get replicated correctly. And that's mostly on, and that's going to have to do with the actual projectile. The projectile itself did not get replicated correctly. You can see it going back and forth, but the problem was there's no replication in here, so the emitters play and do, and the sound sort of works, but like I said, it was an hour. You can show me what you can do in an hour. I set an initial thing here on event begin play to set lifespan to 5 seconds, so that no matter what, if you miss, that cannonball is going to delete itself after 5 minutes or 5 seconds. But then whenever you fire it and it hits something, it deletes itself, and then it does damage to the characters and spawns the emitters and sounds. So I mean, literally that's it. There's nothing much here. All I'm going to do is cheat one more time and go in here to the projectile, which is just a sphere. That's it. And a projectile movement. When you create your projectile, make your sphere, your bullet itself, push it up and make it the root, and there you go. Now, I'm not fast at everything, but I am going to change the material on the cannonball just so it's visible or something. Wonder what would happen if you did that. Used M flare. I don't have to do 2-player just to see that. Well, still not visible, but here's the thing with your ammo is you could also do whenever it first is born, begin play, you can actually add particle effects to it as well. So you can actually, on begin play, spawn emitter. If you do attached, you get all this to deal with, and there's no bone, so it's probably just gonna have to do. Though you would want it to be attached though, because if you spawn it, it's just gonna stay where you spawn it from. There is no bone name, So let's get a reference to the sphere. Attached to component. Let's try that. And let's throw smoke on it. And that sphere is not going to show up too good, so I'll make it gold for now. What the heck? I don't see it. Either I missed it or I broke it. Yeah, I think that broke it. So what could you do with an hour's time making a game? Well, that was a hit. Finally, I'm just missing every time. And it's on fire. You know, I should probably make the fire bigger as well. You could always have it to spawn a decal whenever it hits and create a decal to where it's like a splatter effect. Like for your paintball game, that's how you could do that. Go back into my character and the death. When you get set on fire, let's make that bigger. Yeah, I think what it is there's a little minor bug with my movement stuff. There's a hit. Much bigger fire. That's better. So yeah. How you guys doing tonight? Cool. Yeah, if I actually stayed with one project, I could make a hell of a game. You know, I've been doing this for about roughly 2 years, and I've spent more time creating projects that I can use to share what I'm doing with other people to help people learn. And instead of me actually just continuing on with what I'm doing, then, you know, I'd rather help other people. You know, it's a nice little thing to be able to help other people. Let's see here. Another thing I can do here is, you know what? Whenever we hit, we're doing the explosion. But we also need to... If we miss, let's drag this up to here. So there's no damage going to be applied, but if we do that, then whenever we hit, whatever we hit, see, I had to go up and it went down. So there is a slight issue with that. So you can see it's hitting wherever it hits, you get the explosion there. However, it's exploding when it hits the water, so probably turn the collision off on the water. Now, Vertus did some good stuff, but he, you know, I hadn't watched any of his videos in quite a while. Yeah, see, I would rather live stream, because when I screw something up, you guys see me screw it up. I'm not hiding anything. There we go. That's our fire. So little things like, you know, I wanted to get back into doing private sessions again on helping people out. You know, charging money is one thing, and you know I should be charging money pretty regular for all the shit that I do. So a lot of people expect that everything that I'm going to do is for free, which I don't mind helping people, you know. I mean, I get a couple dollars here and there for tips. Oh, don't worry about it. Mine's always like that. Default, let's turn off collision on the water. I'll show you what I was doing prior to doing this 1 hour challenge. Was just kind of screwing around with stuff, just playing with other things, making this a learning night. So there, no collision on the water, so we don't get explosions on the water. Oh hell, the one that I was just going to load up, forgot I deleted it already. So that's Siege. I may come back in here and do a full-on fix of this and actually make it into a playable game, and I'll put it on itch.io with, you know, other demos and stuff like that. But shit, yeah, I did. I already deleted that other project. Well, this one, I'm not sure if the rest of you guys have seen this one, was, like I said, a learning experience, and I learned a few things from this project that I didn't really know, and it would be nice if it didn't go to the wrong friggin' monitor. But it's a top-down game. And if you've never tried top-down stuff, then it's a little bit different ball game than regular third-person shooters. Yeah. Well, thank you for the sub. So with the normal one, you get, well, of course I'm using Cinti Studio assets, but of course I am, because I love them. But you get the green circle right here, and wherever you left-click, that's where your character is going to go to. You can hold down the left click and actually keep moving, but I wanted to figure out how to do stuff like with this, whenever you put your mouse over a target, the cursor didn't change colors. I want to change the color of the cursor to red whenever I'm over a target, and there you go. But I also wanted to be able to and I got to do a few little tweaks here and there. This isn't perfect, but I wanted to, whenever I moused over, I wanted my character to, you watch, my character's facing away from the target, but as soon as I mouse over my target, I'm just using the mouse only, you can see the character snaps and faces towards the opponent, and now I can hit the number 1 key and would be able to fire. Or did I disable that? See, that's the problem, is I got the rotation set wrong, so it looks a little bit on the awkward side. Did I break my shooting here? Let's see here. Event tick. Can attack. Okay. It should be true by default. So yeah, you walk around, it changes, and then you hit the number 1 key, and holy shit, did I break everything tonight? Can I attack? Yes. Then spawn the spear. Damn it. Spawn it from arrow 1, which is this guy. How did I break that? Let's see here. Event tick. I cast to the character, then it's yes. This was all working just fine, by the way, and then I break stuff. Yeah, I deleted one thing here, and it was set world rotation. I didn't think that I needed it, and apparently I do. Setting the rotation of this. But this was a nice little thing that I found out here. Fine to look at rotation, and set actor rotation. Yeah, I think that's it. Try to remember what I undid here. Okay, well it's totally broke now. So, but yeah, that's top down. I'll come back to this. I don't know what I broke. I'll have to redo what I did. Don't want to spend a buttload of time trying to fix something that I've already broken. But the theater, this is one that I've been kind of screwing around with. I did release the Try Before You Buy for the Frontier pack. Really cool stuff. I'll show you guys this, and then I'm going to get out of here. I'll come back and stream some more if you guys just want general stuff. But so this is I want to show this a little bit here, but your character. So you got your medic over here. He's a robot, and he's got an ambulance right here. So you watch my health bar, and I just took damage. He comes over, zaps me, and he heals me back up, and he walks away. Yeah, I'll do a regular, just normal stream. And my sit down, you can sit down anywhere on a cube. You can sit down on a chair. You can sit down on sofas. And you can see she's sitting there doing her dance. And well, what is she dancing to? There's no music. Let's turn some music on. Come over here and hit the number 3 key, and let's play some music. Hit 3 to put that away. And the stereo has sound attenuation, so you can walk away from it and you don't hear it. But you get back close to it, you hear it again. And you can hit next. Scroll through your music. You could pause it, and you could manually exit the window or hit 3, and you could dance along with the music if you want to, or you can just sorry, I just amused myself with that one. That runs for 24 seconds, and then whenever it's up, the money stops, the music stops, and he stops dancing. Say, resume the music. Okay. You can resume right where you left off. And you can go back over and sit down and watch the stripper. Yeah, but Fortnite doesn't have strippers. Now, the shooting isn't actually shooting. It's by Tattletale. Oh, well, let's pause that music. But yeah, this is just for checking things. This wasn't actually for a combat system. Nothing there, but, you know, that's an actor or an ambulance. It's a speaker, it's a radio. Yeah, you gotta have strippers, man. If you watch, every so often she'll just start throwing money in the air. In fact, well, I gotta keep it PG rated for the most part. I can put a bikini zombie in there. I only put one dance in the thing so far, so. Tell you what I'll do, guys. 1 hour challenge stands. If you guys want to try the 1 hour challenge, go right ahead and let me see what you can do in 1 hour's time. And I just started working on the interior of this building. And that one's not even done yet. So, see, you got a whole lot of progress done on this town. This one is making some good progress. A lot more in this map, so that I'm loading now. But we'll come back and I will just stream. You guys can talk, chit chat, hang out, ask questions, what have you, and can do all that. And I'll just filter through projects and see what's what, and help you guys with whatever you need help with, or whatever I can do. But I wanted to keep this one about the yeah, it's a little bit bigger map about the it's a damage system, and I've got my medic bot in here as well. And that's the thing is I want things to be fun. I want people to kind of hang out, just chill, you know, and that's why I'm creating like this world right here. Strip clubs in a town you can hang out in. You can come over here and let's go inside here, and hey, there's a stereo hidden right there. Let's play some music. Come on over here, have a seat, and just relax. This is all multiplayer. Everything's replicated to where you can come in, just sit down. We could all sit in different chairs and that kind of stuff. Anybody can pause or play the music. Explore the town. There's going to be vendors where you can buy things. You can change the way your character looks. You can change, you know, if your character is a plain character, you can buy hats and masks. You can get a mask that looks like Donald Trump's face. Oh, gotta show this too. My flamingo. Come in here, and you gotta have a trampoline, right? So the trampoline works, and so does a merry-go-round. And by the way, this is replicated as well. Want to kick soccer ball? Go right ahead. This is another bar that's under construction over here on this side of town. I'll put chairs and sofas and stuff like that in there. And I could actually work on this project while I'm streaming here in a little bit. But let's sneak over here and go to the pool party. Again, you can come over, you got the radio. Of course, everybody in town has the same radio station, so, you know. So we'll get in the hot tub? Okay. Sit down in the hot tub. Alright, you can come over here and get in the pool. Just want to sit on the edge and relax? No problem. Want to get up, sit in one of the chairs perhaps? Yeah, whatever. If you see a chair in town, you can sit in it. So I'm starting to work on some other things, some other interiors, getting some other buildings together, things like that. And I'll do that in the next stream, just kind of hang out and relax with you guys and let you ask questions, check out town, and see what I can do with it to make it better. I do have one thing over here that I probably need to take out. I need to put another video in because it is a copyright. You can see these red arrows. That means that those chairs you can sit in, and that's the direction you're going to face. This television actually plays a music video. It's Disturbed, Sound of Silence. Love the song. Now this project is just going to be a social hangout environment where you'll be able to come in here and launch and play other games from here. So it's just, this is just where you come between games to hang out and relax. and change the cars to where they'll actually start working, where you can actually drive the cars around, or there'll be AI cars. But the whole example of this is, if you come over here, and this is the army base, we'll say, you can come over here and launch out and go do shooter games. I'm actually going to put in a shooting range that whenever you walk in, you can walk up to the range itself, and you'll get a pistol or a rifle or something like that, and you can shoot. You got to have strip clubs and places to hang out and party, and you got a club there. You will have hunger, you will have thirst. But I'll cover all this. Let me get about a 10-15 minute break really quickly, and I'll restart the stream, and it'll be fresh just for Q&A and hanging out. Sound like a wiener? I'll be messing with this project while I'm just chatting with everybody. Alright, y'all do the 1 hour challenge too. Doesn't have to be done tonight or anything, but just give me a couple minutes and I'll be right back on a fresh stream. See you in a few minutes.